Welcome to Byte-Size Impressions, everyone. I'm Mike. And earlier this week, Rockstar Games were set to drop the first trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 on the morning of November 5th. But unfortunately, it was leaked the day before, so the studio responded by posting the official version early and saying, literally, quote, on tweet, "Our trailer has leaked, so please watch the real thing on YouTube." Now, as a bit of a sidebar here, whenever leaks enter the equation, people have a lot of different takes out there regarding this. They go pretty deep in discussions about whether putting that sort of information out there is an ethical or perhaps a morality issue. And my answer to that personally, I think it depends on what side of the fence that information is sitting on. So if you're a developer and you decide to leak internal data or materials, you're clearly in the wrong. I mean, you're contracted with the studio. You undoubtedly have an NDA to uphold. And at the end of the day, if you want to leak that stuff, that's fine. But, in the real world, actions do have consequences, and you shouldn't be surprised or cry foul when you end up getting canned and lose your job. But for journalists, for reporters, if someone is willing to leak that information to those people, well, that's their job. For them to take a scoop and to run with it, that's what they're there to do. Some people believe that journalists have a responsibility to sort of play the leak police, but that's just silly and unreasonable, and that's not how that sort of stuff works. I do think that maybe a journalist might want to be careful with any sort of internal materials that they throw out there for the public to consume. I don't really know the legalities behind that, but as far as just like reporting this stuff and that sort of thing, it's not really a big deal. I don't really have much else to say about the whole leak situation itself, because you see that sort of thing happen all the time. But there is one detail from the trailer that I do want to discuss. And that's that Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't launching until 2025. Why? Why must studios insist on teasing their games over a year in advance? And in fact, in this case, it's probably going to end up being closer to 2 years. If you want to look historically at their release calendars, Red Dead Redemption 2 launched in late October of 2018. Grand Theft Auto 5 was a September release in 2013. So if we're looking at a post-summer release in 2025 for Grand Theft Auto 6, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is quite a ways to go. I get it. Rockstar wouldn't be doing their job if they didn't advertise this thing like crazy. After all, they are rumored, I don't think it's been confirmed, that they've spent between $1 and $2 billion in development costs for Grand Theft Auto 6, making this the most expensive video game ever made. And to be fair, people have been clamoring for Grand Theft Auto 6 news to the point of being a nuisance, and with leaks hitting the internet in rapid fire succession as of late, I'd imagine that part of Rockstar's strategy here is to get ahead of the rumors, put something official out, and take back control of their own narrative. They may not have intended to release a trailer at this point. Maybe they did, I don't know, but with all the leaks, maybe their hands were forced. I mean, why let people make incorrect assumptions about your product for nearly 2 years, which could be damaging, when you can at least quell those wildfires by giving people an actual direction to focus all of their attention on, right? But even so, my point stands. The lead time here for advertising is unreasonable. Although, to be fair, it could be a lot worse. I mean, the teaser trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 was released 5 years ago, and Grand Theft Auto 6 will absolutely launch before that open world Bethesda game ever sees the light of day. Still, while I understand that Rockstar has to plug this game at every possible turn, they could have just confirmed the release year at this point and left it at that. Instead, we now have a trailer. It doesn't even feature any gameplay. So now the internet is going to do what it does best. They're going to run a fine-tooth comb over every pixel, over every frame to find clues, hidden messages, Easter eggs about the game. So buckle up, everyone. For the next 2 years, we're going to be subjected to wild speculation, conspiracy theories, thirsting over the protagonist, as we've already seen, and so much more. And I guarantee you, it's going to be insufferable. I wish Rockstar in this respect would be more like Bethesda. You know, giving a proper reveal for a game about 6 months ahead of time and just letting the marketing machine go crazy for that relatively short amount of time. I mean, if there's one game that's in development that really doesn't need this excessive of a push, it's Grand Theft Auto 6, right? I mean, its predecessor has been among the top selling games each and every year since its launch. And again, that was in September of 2013, so we are well over a decade since that game released at this point. And of course, Grand Theft Auto Online has practically been printing money for Rockstar Games. But I suppose if you're going to spend at least a cool billion on developing what's arguably the most anticipated game of all time, and I do mean the most anticipated game of all time, you have to do everything within your power to ensure that it sells an unprecedented amount of copies at launch and throughout the rest of its active life cycle. Now, I'm sure we're going to be talking about this game a great deal more once we get closer to release, but for now, well, I guess I'm just going to hold on and hope to not get sick of hearing about it before its inevitable release. So how about you? Did the trailer knock your socks off? Does the long lead time for promotion make you more excited, less excited? Does it turn you off entirely? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button or the notification bell and all that good stuff. And of course, depending on where you're watching this, if you're on Twitch, there is a YouTube channel. You can find that information here on the Twitch About page. And if you're on YouTube, you can catch me on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, stay tuned for more information about this game because we're obviously going to be talking about it as more information comes out. However, it's probably going to be a while. I can't remember if it was Grand Theft Auto 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2, but I know with one of those examples, Rockstar dropped the first initial teaser trailer for one of those games and they went quiet and didn't say anything else for 8 months after that. So they basically allowed us to wet our whistles at this point, and it's probably going to be a while before we hear anything. So you won't hear anything anytime soon unless something extraordinary happens, but we will be talking about this game, and we will play it when it comes out in a couple of years.